Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take, for Sunday night, February the 25th, 2024. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I hope that you are well. I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Got a lot to talk about today. I want to talk about the Canucks win over the Boston Bruins and what it means in the big scheme of things. I want to share a bit about my trip to Seattle, and I want to, of course, hear from all of you. So lots to get to. So let's get going right away. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thank you for your support. Your new members, AMA, I recorded it already. It'll be out tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So look forward to that. Do those every weekend for the members. So members, thanks for your support. And everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston in Richmond, almost messed up there, Steveston in Richmond, in the city, lower mainland, province, country, continent, around the world. Thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or better, all three. But the fact that you are here with me right now, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. That's people like Jen and Matthew and James on Instagram, everyone watching on Facebook, and of course, most of you watching here on YouTube. So this is how you can get involved. You can subscribe so you get active in my chat section and get notified of my videos every single day. You can like this video. 44 of you in here already, which is awesome. On a Sunday night when I'm not even doing a giveaway, 45 of you in here on a non-game night. Obviously, you're pumped about the big Canucks win. So make sure you like, there's 20 likes already. You guys know how much I love that 50% rule. So everyone take a moment and hit that like button on the count when I count down from 3. 3, 2, 1. Like the video. Awesome that you guys are here. You can leave a donation like Ice Rink has done. I'll get to that in a second. You can gift memberships. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. You can use your monthly membership messages as well. So before I get going, let me actually highlight a couple of the generous donations already, both from the same person, and there's nothing wrong with that. Ice Rink starts us off with a super sticker. Thank you, Ice Rink. No comment needed. And then he does put a comment. Let's go, Vancouver. Slay Marchand and the Bruins. By the way, before I forget, speaking of slaying the dragon, Marchand, Bruins, everything, I made this point in my vlog, my goal breakdown. If you watch one of the angles from Philip Hronek's game-tying goal with 1:11 yesterday, the one from the point, it's a very similar angle to Kevin Bieksa's stanchion goal. It's not the same goal, obviously, because obviously Bieksa's game-winning goal came off the stanchion, and Hronek's was a pass from JT Miller. But if you look at the angle, it's the angle that's from ice level, from the other side, from behind, and it's similar. It's a right shot defenseman winding up to shoot. It's the goalie missing the puck on the left side. Many differences, but one of the biggest differences on the Hronek one, there's a lot of traffic in front of Jeremy Swayman, including Brock Besser. On the Bieksa goal, there's no traffic because everyone was on the boards looking for the puck. It was just Bieksa and the goaltender. Was it Niemi? I can't remember who it was, but regardless, doesn't matter because he didn't stop it. So Ice Rink, thank you for the donations. Let's give Ice Rink some love in the chat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about I'm going to go my Seattle trip first, and then we'll talk about the Boston game, and then I will I'll ask you a couple questions about the Boston Bruins game that I think will fuel our discussion for the second half of the show. Sound good? Sound great. And Adrian agrees with me. He goes, the angle from Hronek made it seem so, unless I missed something else that remind me of the same. There we go. See, great minds and good-looking people think alike, Adrian. Yeah, and Beastly, can't wait to hear about the hockey. Actually, that's a good point. I should pull up my Twitter account while I tell these stories, because I think that will actually give us some context. You're so smart. You're so smart. So let me start. So let me start with the Seattle trip. Okay, maybe. And admittedly, if you do, am I a green man? I said I wish to come back on your stream, and the first game after that, they are back. Well, Disturbed, I do have some connections, but you would never ever catch me in wearing something so tight, especially in the nether regions, if you know what I'm saying. So let me talk about the Seattle trip. If you guys happen to leave donations or gift memberships or whatever, maybe while I'm talking about the Seattle part, that's cool. But maybe so I don't break the flow, I will certainly highlight them at the end of this section. So you're welcome to leave donations. You're welcome to give memberships, but I will highlight them at the very end, at least at the end of this portion of the stream, if that makes sense. Thanks for understanding. I realize, like, I love acknowledging the donations, but it completely, the way I actually acknowledge them right away, it kind of disrupts the flow. And, but that's not to stop you from leaving those type of things. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And as Adrian said, we've never seen a green man and Clay in the same room. I do have a green screen though. So I have the material, but yeah, maybe if we get X amount of donations tonight, I will show you my green man outfit. No, I'm just kidding. I do not have a green man outfit. So it was me, Sean, two other friends. We went down to see the Canucks play the Kraken. So this is my jersey, my white jersey, Sean's blue jersey, and in our hotel room, getting ready to go. Getting ready. Hey, Shannon from Facebook. Oh yeah, Sarah, we'll talk about this. I forgot to say I saw you and Jacob so clear. It was actually me and Sean on TV when I was watching the Kraken game. Okay, so did something else crazy happen? And then BC says, I've never seen the Green Man and Clay in the same kind of place. Kind of suspicious. Okay, I'll start getting distracted. This is what we do. So then these were some of my, so we had seats behind the Canucks bench. We were row one. We got them from Nadia Povic's mom. That came out wrong. The mother of Nadia Popovic, the one who saved the trainer Brian Hamilton's life by noticing the cancerous mole and alerting him, the mole on his neck. So we were able to secure some tickets from Nadia's parents, who happened to be going out of town actually that day. So it worked out really well, because why, they're Canucks fans, why would they give up their tickets to see Canucks versus Kraken? They actually couldn't make the game. So it was just a wonderful coincidence that they couldn't make the game that was against the Canucks, and they wanted to help us out a little bit. So there's Ian Cole, so close. There's Philip Hronek. So these are pictures from my phone. There's Elias Pettersson, and here's a warm up. So then this was opening face-off, and I said, my view for tonight's Canucks game, Adam Foote just gave me a fist bump through the glass. So yes, that was opening face-off. I actually put my fist to the glass, and then Adam Foote pounded me back. So that was pretty cool. Oh, Helen just gave it away. Helen just gave away that I'm not one of the two green men. Yes, one of them, Adam and Sully. Adam Forsyth actually did some radio work with Sportsnet 650, and Sully lives in Saskatchewan, I should say. That is awesome. I'm not sure where Adam lives now. I think Adam lives in town, but Sully is in Saskatchewan. But yes, nice to see you, Helen. By the way, I got your email, Helen. I'll respond tomorrow for sure. So that was opening face-off. Kind of cool. Then Laura Nort, well known on Canucks Twitter. That is me there. with one of our friends. So that is me on one of the actually, that was after the Canucks goal, actually. So there you see me. And I knew that, well, actually, no, let me go in order. I'll tell you some funny stories in a second. And then this is a great story. Not sure how we're going to fit this in the car going home, but happy that Canuck Sean got Elias Lindholm's stick. So this is really cool. So it was, I'm sitting next to Sean, and Sean is at the end, and here is the tunnel behind Sean, if that makes sense. That's the tunnel where all the players came out of. And if you saw us on TV, you saw the players going to that tunnel after the first, second, and third periods, and then we were right there against the glass. So Elias Lindholm, during a break in the play, comes over and gives his stick to not one of the trainers, but one of the stick boys, stick men. They're grown men. Well, they have beards, so I think they're men. And then obviously something was wrong with the stick. Otherwise, he wouldn't have given it to the stick man. Stick man sounds funny. And then Sean just knocked on the glass and said, "Can I have the stick?" And the guy said, "Sure." So he tossed it over the glass and then gave it to Sean. So you can see it says Lindholm right here. There's actually a Calgary Flames logo on the top of the stick. But the funniest thing is he was passing it to my buddy who was on my right. And in grabbing it back from my buddy, Sean forgot that I had my nachos on the floor. So he actually dragged the stick and the white stick tape through the nachos, put it all over my shoes. So we had to grab some napkins, clean off my shoes. And then Sean had to wipe the salsa sauce off of the stick tape. It was the funniest thing. Not tonight because I don't want to go up, but maybe for tomorrow's stream, I'll bring it down and I'll show it off on the stream. Better yet, I'll try and get Sean to show it off on the stream. But yes, so that is Elias Lindholm's stick, which is pretty cool. And behind, and it was simply, he just asked the stick man, and you can see all the sticks here of all the players leaned up against the glass. Now, the guys sitting behind us were Seattle Kraken season ticket members, and they said that in 3 years of being season ticket members, in 3 years of that's only the second time that they've seen an opposing team staff give a fan the stick. Now you can understand why. Usually it's Nadia's parents or it's obviously usually Seattle Kraken fans behind that bench. So why would a Seattle Kraken fan want an Elias Lindholm stick? So it's rare that we as Canucks fans got to sit behind the Canucks bench in an opposing arena. That's why it was such an amazing trip. So that's how Sean got the Elias Lindholm stick. And yes, just like Adrian said, even better with the salsa sauce. It's a pretty funny story there. Thank you for letting me share that. So that's how Sean got Lindholm's stick. This is after Garland got beat up by Brandon Tanev. He was telling Besser about the fight. That was kind of cool. And then this is a picture I took. I actually didn't post it till last night when the Canucks beat Boston in overtime. But yeah, this is a play that Rick Tocchet drew up, and he left it on the clipboard. It says Rick Tocchet drew this play up on Thursday night in Seattle. When you think about it, it actually depicts what happened on tonight's game-winning power play goal for the Canucks. So this is the puck going in, and this wasn't the play, but this is basically Hughes over to Miller, and then Miller at the net to Besser. So some really, really cool moments. So those are some of my pictures from the game. Now, let me tell you a couple more things about Seattle, and then we'll talk about the Bruins, and then I'll get to all of you. Now, I don't have to talk too much about the arena. I've talked about that before. I've been blessed. This is my third time I've gone, because remember I went with Jacob as part of that road trip with Crazy P back in November. The Canucks won. So on that one. So the arena itself, very new, very clean, very spacious, very high-tech, cashless, touchless, self-serve bars, everything, self-serve food stations. So very, very high-tech. Okay. No, I didn't get the white jersey dirty. Thank you. Thank goodness. Now, a couple things about the Seattle fans. They are still new to the game, so they get excited when, I would say, Canucks fans wouldn't get excited. So when there's a simple save from distance and a goalie makes a save, they'll cheer like really loud, like that they thought that might have gone in. Or there were a couple times where Sean just looked at me and said, "Why are they cheering?" And I said, "Yeah, that's kind of the thing with the Seattle Kraken fans. It's not like they don't know their hockey, but they're not as of a mature market as, say, Vancouver." And I think that's a fair thing to say. When Seattle scores, or they have to announce a Vancouver penalty, the PA system is turned up really loud. But then when Vancouver scores or they have to announce a Seattle penalty, either the PA announcer is talking to this or they turn the volume down. So that was a bit annoying. And I think their game presentation is okay. They got the two massive screens at either end of the arena. But I actually think the Vancouver Canucks game presentation does a much better job. A couple other things that I noticed from being at the arena. So I think you guys will find this very interesting. Quinn Hughes, even though he's the captain, like he's the best, most skilled player, him and PD, I'd say. And I'm sure he's great in the locker room. And I'm sure all his teammates respect him. Not very vocal on the bench at all. And maybe he was tired. Maybe he was kind of wearing the emotion of the team, but he barely spoke to his teammates is one thing I noticed. So that was kind of interesting. The fact that PD wasn't very vocal at all. JT Miller was very vocal. He was always yelling, swearing, affirming, encouraging. So JT Miller, I think you can tell he's kind of like the locker room leader, and it, probably no surprise to any of you, he's kind of like the emotional heartbeat of the team. Rick Tocchet barely talked to the players. He would actually, maybe he does this on purpose, kind of the subsidiarity principle, but he would talk to Adam Foote, and then Adam Foote would talk to the players. He would talk to Mike Yeo, and Mike Yeo would talk to the forwards, Adam Foote on defense. So Tocchet, if he had to, he would often say something, but often what he would do is he would let his assistant coaches do the talking. Of course, then when it came to timeouts and stuff, Rick Tocchet was the one drawing out the plays, but that was something interesting. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just kind of an interesting kind of philosophy or kind of concept that they had there, is that Tocchet would talk to his coaches and the coaches would then talk to the players. But the one thing I want to tell you about that I thought was really interesting and that I didn't know is, and I only knew this because I was sitting on the bench, behind the bench. So two things. Number one, when the players get the iPad and they're looking at stuff, really it's only the last, what is sent to the iPad is only the last 10 to 15 seconds of a play, or maybe whatever, 20 seconds of a play. And they just have really two controls, rewind, fast forward, or play. I don't think they can zoom. I don't think they can do that, but really it's, I guess the video coaches are constantly feeding footage to these iPads where a player will sit there and just rewind, fast forward, slow down, speed up, whatever it may be. So probably no surprise there. It's just like what a typical iPad does, but I'm sure that there's a video coach working very hard to pump information to them. But the most interesting thing I saw, you guys know, whenever there's a goal or an offside or a penalty, goaltender interference, we always see Rick Tocchet, Adam Foote, Mike Yeo looking down, because we all know that they're looking down at monitors that are obviously underneath the floor. So they're standing on the ground, and then underneath it, there's a monitor underneath with obviously a see-through glass on top of it. So no surprise there. So what would happen if Seattle scores a goal? Immediately, the Canucks video coach then sends Rick Tocchet and the coaches footage of the zone entry, the goaltender interference, the crease, the goal. And what you see is replays going back and forth. And of course, Rick Tocchet's not controlling it because he's got nothing, but the video coach is controlling it from wherever he is in the arena. And then what they're looking at the screen is the footage, right? Going back and forth, zoomed in here, slowed down here, whatever it may be, whether they're looking at the blue line, they're looking at the crease, whatever. And then this is the cool part. This is the part I didn't know. If the Vancouver Canucks video coach thinks that, hey, don't challenge, don't risk losing, a timeout, or don't risk, especially taking a penalty, on the screen itself in big green letters, so you can't miss it, it says good goal. Good goal. So I would see it. I would actually be leaning over, looking at the monitor, and it would say good goal. So that is the signal to Rick Tocchet, don't challenge this play. It was really, really cool. And that would make sense, because so it's not like Rick Tocchet is the one saying, did that look offside? Was that goaltender interference? Maybe I should challenge. He's taking the advice of his video review coach, and it says good goal right across the screen, and then Talkit knows not to obviously challenge. In the game against Seattle, we didn't see any challenges, so there was none where it would say bad goal or you better challenge or don't let this guy. I don't know what I'm sure it would say challenge. Like I'm sure my guess is when it was good goal, it was in green letters, and when it's challenge, it'll probably say red letters challenge. But I thought that was really cool just to see that happening right before our eyes. Lastly, Canucks look flat. You guys watched it on TV. They look disconnected. The special teams were no good. They were just probably one of the worst games of the season. I know the advanced stats drew that out, bore that out, and it's just really disappointing to make the trek down there and to see such honestly a listless performance. And I don't mind saying that because of course what we saw last night in contrast, which I'll get to in a second. So overall, good experience. Drove down Thursday, spent the night, came back Friday. Sean got a stick, got to sit behind the bench. Got to see some of the behind the scenes stuff a little bit unintentionally. Got to be on TV. That wasn't the whole mission, but I mentioned that on Wednesday to look for me, and many of you messaged me or was taking screenshots, sending it to me. We got on TV at least 4 or 5 times when they showed the bench. A couple other times when they were showing ads, and then of course every time the puck went past that part of the bench. Okay, thanks for letting me share all of that. And I'm happy to answer more questions about my Seattle experience in the second half of the show. I'm going to very quickly, I'm going to talk about last night's game. Then I'm going to do my mid-show sponsor read. And then I'm going to ask you a couple of specific questions about last night's game. It would have been very easy to claim a moral victory last night if the Canucks had lost 2-0 or had lost 2-1. But they played Boston straight up for the whole game, way better than the 4-0 loss in Boston 2 weeks ago. And then we'd say, okay, but it would still have that bitter taste of a 5-game losing streak in our mouths. But because of a great play off the faceoff that JT Miller called, Miller to Zadorov to Besser with Noah Juleson just kind of waiting for a one-timer, then a brilliant shot by Filip Hronek. See, I said in my video yesterday, he doesn't have to slap it 100 miles an hour and injure everyone. He can do a half slapper, a clapper, so to speak, and get it to the net, much more accurate, and then he gets the goal. And of course, the brutal too many men penalty in overtime, something you'd expect the Canucks to do, but it was the Boston Bruins, and then a beautiful tic-tac-toe play to win the game. And of course, the crowd goes nuts. You had the Green Men make their triumphant return, which you guys have been talking about in the chat. So that made for a wonderful atmosphere. And yes, I said I missed the game. I had church duties, but I'm glad that the Canucks won. The Canucks, remember, they've had 2 5-game winning streaks, 1 4-game winning streak, and 3 3-game winning streaks. And this was their only 3-game, actually 4-game losing streak of the entire season. So I'm going to ask you a couple specific questions about the Boston game on the other side of my mid-show sponsor read. So I know you guys got a lot to say about the game. Obviously, Miller, 3 points, Besser, 2 goals, Pettersson had a point, Hughes had a point. So our 4 all-star skaters had a point. Lindholm didn't. Demko was good, made every save except for 2. One of them wasn't even his fault. Hronek played a decent game. Zadorov was all over the place, had a really good game. Arshdeep Bains, his 3rd straight game in the lineup. Rick was talking today about how much he likes Bains. Also talked about the fact that Joshua and Susie are still a little bit away from returning to the lineup. So lots to talk about tonight for sure. I want to show you what happened in the league, show you the standings, go to my mid-show sponsor read, and then I'll get to all of your questions for sure. So if we look at the scores from tonight, and remember, I only care about good teams or the teams that are in our division. Tampa's kind of good, so that's a 4-1 win for them. Actually, I should just touch on all the games real quick. Crazy, 13 goals. Pittsburgh beating Philly. Pittsburgh still a little ways out of the playoff race. Carolina suffers a surprising defeat to Buffalo. Rangers, was that 10 straight games that they won, but not anymore. They lose to Columbus. Who cares about this one? And then we have the Jets passing the Canucks in points percentage with this win over Arizona. And then Nashville fighting for the wild card spot. So you look at the standings now, quickly look at the wild card. In the East, it's there's a bit of a gap now between Toronto and Detroit. So Detroit and Tampa all from the Atlantic division. So we could have 5 teams from the Atlantic, and then quite a big of a gap to the New Jersey Devils. Then on the west side, you got actually LA tied with Edmonton now, and the only 1 game difference. So LA 7-2-1. They're picking up again, and they're playing here on Thursday. And then you got Nashville with a bit of a bulge over St. Louis and Minnesota, but they have also played more games than them. And then you look in the overall standings, the Canucks are still atop the league with 82, Rangers, Boston 81, Florida 88, Dallas 78, Winnipeg 77. But you go to points percentage, because Winnipeg's only played 56 games and we played 60. You have Florida at top, then Winnipeg, then Rangers, then Boston, then Vancouver, and then right behind them, Dallas. So we're number 5 actually in points percentage. Number 1 in terms of points. That's because we've played the most games out of everyone in the entire league. But you can still say that the Canucks are the number 1 team in the entire NHL. All right, thanks, guys. You guys have been very patient, allowing me to talk about all that. So let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I'm going to ask you specific questions about the Boston game. So don't type your questions yet. Don't type your questions yet. I'm going to ask you the question first for this one time, and then we will go from there. Okay? Thank you. Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training, weight loss. Check them out at ptforum.com. Thank you to Gassy J Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks of your next purchase of Vessi shoes. My shows this week: tomorrow, Canucks After Dark at 10, my own show at 11:15. Tuesday night, post game, Vancouver, Pittsburgh, 11 o'clock. Wednesday will be members only. And Thursday night, likely going to do a show after Canucks Kings, but I am flying out to Spokane on Friday morning. If you're looking for Canucks tickets, I only have tickets to a few more games. Email me, canuckclay@gmail.com. And don't forget, we're still taking people for this Vegas trip, March 31st to April 3rd. The game is on Tuesday, April the 2nd. It's Vancouver. It's Vegas. It's $999 based on double occupancy. So bring a friend. And that price includes return airfare, airport transfers, 3 nights at the Park MGM, and the game ticket itself. If you're interested, contact Neal Chark, Neal C at uniglobecarefree.ca, and mention me because he wants to know where the sales are coming from. Neal C at uniglobecarefree.ca. Mid-show reminder to all you to subscribe so you can get active in the chat section. You can like the video. There are 110 of you in here, which is awesome. Only 40 likes. So there's 110 of you in here, 40 likes. Let's get that up to at least 50. So if you haven't liked the stream, why don't you give it a like right now? You can leave a donation like Ice Rink has done twice. Thank you, Ice Rink. There's always room for more. You can gift memberships. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use a membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. So my question to you. So I'm going to highlight your responses for the next 10 minutes, and then I'll do questions for the last 10 minutes. So don't write any questions. Answer my question. But let me finish it first, okay? You guys know how I always talk about it's important to stay even keel. We don't get too low with the lows, losses and winning streaks, but we don't get too highs with the highs, big games, big wins, winning streaks, because as JT Miller and many Canucks have said, they haven't done anything yet. It all counts in the playoffs. We know, I've said that the Canucks have gone on only 1, 3, 4 game losing streak, but they've had multiple 3, 4, 5 game winning streaks. So I've talked about that in the past. And we all know that every game counts for the exact same amount in the standings. We all know that I'm over 2011. I hope you guys are over 2011. Tom Marchand is the only player to hold over from 2011. But, and here's my question. Having said all of that, my question to you is, in your heart of hearts, whether it's because of who the opponent was, whether it was because of circumstances, i.e. 4-game losing streak, or maybe it was the way that we won the game from a come from behind and then overtime. So again, is it the opponent, Boston? Is it the circumstances, breaking a 4-game losing streak? Or is it the way we won the game by coming back and scoring the last 3 goals of the game? Or maybe a combination of all 3. Tell me, did last night's win mean more to you and why. Your answer, it could be, don't just give me yes or no. I'm only going to highlight the ones that say yes because of this or no because of this. So my question to you is, did last night's win mean more to you than usual? Make sense? That is the question. But again, if you just say yes or no, I'm not going to highlight it. Like, that's fine. Put it in the chat and everyone can see it. But I want reasons. Did last night's win mean more to you, and why or why not? So Erroneous says, yeah, all three: opponent, situation, and the way we came back. Fangirl says, yes, the circumstances and coming back. Adrian says, yes, because it was the answer we needed in game 7. That's 13 years ago, man. I appreciate this. No, because it was just a season game, and I think it was a playoff game. Then yes, okay, that's fair. It still only counts for 2 points in the standings. Tom Greenman, yes, because we are 1-0 with the Greenmen this year, undefeated with the Greenmen. Yes, I couldn't think of a better team to beat to break the losing streak. This is fair too. This counts. Yes, because I'm petty and I dislike the Bruins. Yes, because Boston is a top team from the East and we could meet them in the finals. Ricky, circumstances, 5-game losing streak snapped. Well, technically 4-game losing streak, and shut up all the haters. Also, stop more negativity on the airwaves. That's right, because it's actually a 2-day gap between games. Excellent point. And I can't stand dealing with it. All good points, Ricky. Yes, all 3: opponent, circumstance, and the way we did it. But to be honest, the not too high, not too low only really applies to players and coaches. No, that's fair, Jack. I don't think you can say that. I think it applies to me because I don't freak out either way. But if it doesn't apply to you, that's totally cool. No, because if this was game 7 in June, then yes. So this is a regular season game for SGP. Yes, because of heart and passion. Yes, because Rick T demands more. Yes, it does, because we show that we can beat awesome teams. I know we've beaten good teams as well this year, but beating Boston is a cherry on top. Yes, overcoming 5 bland periods and Talkit's account of the team staying calm despite that. Process greater than points. Great answers, you guys. You guys are smart tonight. The hate still runs through us. Always when it's Boston, yes. The 2011 thing stings, especially when they lied about our players celebrating. What a game that was. So proud of the boys for sticking with it and fighting back to come with a comeback win. That's exactly what we're talking about. Hope you had an awesome weekend. I did, Nux. Hope you did too. Yes, because their schedule isn't getting any easier, and since they beat a good team, gives them more confidence. Very good, Owen. Yes, especially since it was a battle for top of the league, although the Canucks are not going to lose a streak, it wouldn't be an issue. That's true, Jay. Yeah, and it's just Bruins. I mean, it's nice, but I guess the number 4 loves Boston. They help us break our 4-0 losing streak. Yeah, 4-0 game, 4 wins, 4-game losing streak. Yes, we show good mentality and set a sign that we can compete with them. I won't let go of my disdain for Boston until we win the cup. Okay, well, it might be a while. It made fans happy. The question was, Tyler, does this win last night mean more to you? Why or why not? Yes, the comeback, and it was looking like a 5-game losing streak. Best way to break it. Okay, Taylor kind of sits on the fence. Yes and no. With their history, it meant a lot and snapped the skid. It showed the players reacted. We saved more ankles for jumping off the bandwagon. Han Solo, I have nothing wrong with bandwagon fans. It's how you grow a fan base. It was a huge win because the boys would have been deflated if we lost to Boston. I thought about this. Today's meet and greet, I didn't go, but today's meet and greet would have been a lot worse, a horrible mood around the team if the Canucks were on a 5-game losing streak. Yes, but not because of the opponent. I'm over 2011. Yes, because I lost my voice. Huge confident boost. Yes, the game meant much more to me as the Canucks played better, and it was a great game. The Canucks have come out of the slump. Felt like a playoff game. Yes, because Brock scored the winner before his birthday. Today, he scored 2 goals. Yes, because of the power play goal. 2011 can never be avenged until they win a cup. Yes, because there's amazing effort by the group, and they need to be rewarded for the Luge. Is that Luigi? Let me know, Luge. Still proving they can come back and get 3 even against Boston. Yes, it means more because it made the fans happy. Also, okay to lose some games because of the President's Trophy curse. All right. You guys answer that very, very well. Now I will answer your questions as well. So throw in your questions to me. We'll go for another 10 minutes. Throw in your questions to me. This game meant a lot more than getting a win against another opponent. Step 1 in the 5-step plan in exercising the demons we have. Okay, Aaron, what are the other 4 steps? Hey, Luigi, nice to see you. I saw Patricia today, your sister-in-law, at a church event, and we had a nice chuckle about you. I love how you SGP, because that's my nickname as well. So a super fan, but SGP works. Yeah, I can't say that your full name quickly. Who was the better coach, Vigneault or current coach Target? Let's see what Target can do in the playoffs. Because Fangirl, if he gets out-coached in the playoffs, I don't think he will. But if he does, then maybe I have to say Vigneault. But it's pretty close right now. But let's see what he can do over long playoffs in a long stretch of time. Huge win in knocks Oilers and Knights off our back. Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, it's not like we've sold up the division yet. 2011, we won Presidents, made it to the finals. So I think the curse does not apply to us. Yeah, but we didn't win. I did not do the gritty, J Kid. I did not do the gritty. All 3 2011 remnants come from behind and not a 5 losing streak. Does the NHL have a rules meeting coming up in March to discuss overtime and other stuff? I don't know, Daniel, if that's on the agenda. What percent of playoff games will I go to? 2/3, I think. I think we would entertain selling 1 game around. And this is just me and Mike in 319. I don't know what the plans are for my other tickets. So I think I'll get to 2/3 of them SGP. Oh, Adrian, I didn't even see this. Canes returned to Chicago. I don't even know. I blasted by it. Who won, Detroit or Chicago? No thoughts. Does it make sense to go after Gensel? From a team makeup perspective, yes, because he's very good. From a what we have to give up perspective, no. I think he's going to cost too much. Of the Knights, Oilers, and Kings, who's the biggest threat to the division? If you're asking about who's the biggest threat from beating us for first place, Vegas. If you're talking about who's going to be the toughest to play in the playoffs and get out of the division, also Vegas. It's funny that you don't know anything about Breaking Bad, but you were sitting pretty close to the main viewing of the coach of the show at the Canucks Jets game. Do you mean when I was down in the penalty box? But those weren't my seats. My seats were up in 319. But yes, I have no clue. I have no clue what Breaking Bad is. That's your avatar, right? Though Canucks are even keeled from JPAT. They are. You think we'll get to 40? I think so. Because he's so streaky. He'll hit 2, then not, then he'll hit a hat trick, then not. So I think he will. Canucks play at home versus Pittsburgh and LA. I would love to say 2-0-0. I think they'll go 1-0-1. I think they'll get 3 out of 4 points. I don't know how. I don't know why. I'm just going to say that for now. Erroneous Punk, I think Baines has been great. I think he's been solid. He's not afraid to go to the dirty areas. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, well, penalty here and there. But I think he's been good. And Tocchet likes him. More importantly, Tocchet likes him. He likes him in the lineup. What elements of the 2011 team in terms of roster do we currently have? And Fangirl, you must love this 2011 team because you asked me a question about them every second stream. And I've said this before, so I'll say it again. I think the goaltending is relatively equal. I think Schneider is better than DeSmith, so I give the goaltending edge to 2011. I give the defense edge to 2011 because they're 1 through 6. They're much more they're more solid and just comprehensive. And then the forwards I would call equal because both teams had their I'd say we have more high-end talent with Miller, Besser, Pettersson, even though, of course, they have the Sedins, which is good, but they were probably deeper. So I still think the 2011 team was a better team overall. Drum, I screamed when I saw Clay on my screen. Well, that was very kind of you. Hopefully not too. Does Mikheyev leave by the deadline? Do you think Kessel gets signed? I think Mikheyev is still here, and I think Kessel gets signed. That's my gut feeling, Aiden. Oh, here are the other 4 steps. Win games 1, 2, and 3, 4. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I did not see Patrick Kane's game winner in Selly. I'll have to look that up after. Kane, thank you. PD Slump. Yeah, I'm not as hard on him as others are, but I understand why others are hard on him. I think he's a streaky player as well. And I hope for the team's sake he breaks out of it. I like 4 p.m. Canucks home games on Saturdays. Early the bear. Got a whole day to do things and waiting till 7 drags. Anyways, yeah, and I know kids with families like it too. I'm okay with it. I'm still used to the traditional 7 though, for sure. Could Hawks get #1 pick? Yeah, if they win the lottery or if they just finish in last. Everyone's saying that, wow, Kane scored the winner. I got to check that out for sure. Charlie got his jersey retired. Patrick Kane, nice standing ovation. Nice. When Susie and Joshua are healthy, so when Susie comes back, James, I think Juleson sits as good as he's been. He's still not the best. And then when Joshua comes back, it's one of Phil Giuseppe or Lafferty, or Amon, one of those three. Walter, gotcha. We control our own fate. Going to take a lot for Edmonton and Vegas to catch us. Yep. I cannot wait to see them beat Dallas. Yes, I love Shannon. I can't wait for that either. Canucks are even keeled. First, second, third. Huh? First 20. Oh, first 20, they had 27 points. Second 20, they had 28 points. Third 20, they had 27 points. That is good. How much of the tickets? Well, I only know what I paid for ours. So I didn't look on the market. I believe they are more expensive than Vancouver. Of course, you're factoring the exchange rate as well. I think it's a more expensive ticket in Seattle because there's more money in Seattle. I think, but I don't know for sure, to be honest with you. Penn's play today should be tired. Okay, good. Do you think PD will get to 100? I do. Slick passes, but his line mates couldn't deliver. Baines is a beauty. Yeah, Taylor, thank you. Yeah, I'm growing. After I hit 10,000, back in March, as you guys know, it was really slow. Like between March and June, because the Canucks didn't play in the playoffs, I barely grew, but it's picked up. I'm at 10,700 now, so getting there. 11,000 would be great by the playoffs for sure. Does Jari's goaltending in today's Pens game give you confidence that we'll destroy the Pens? Well, it depends who plays on Tuesday, but Pittsburgh has not had the strongest goaltending. That's for sure. When do you think Kessel officially signs? And are you shocked how quiet Kessel? I'm not shocked, Edmund, because after that first video of him coming out broke, it sounds like the Canucks weren't happy about it. So maybe they put a media embargo on it. I give it one more week. Hey, game vlogger. In the March 28th game, if the game is tied, would it be a 5-on-5 overtime? No, 3-on-3 because it's regular season. Shannon. I think, Jack, a lot of Canucks fans are kind of upset with PD because he hasn't embraced the franchise or embraced the city. To me, he said at the start of the season, I will worry about my contract at the end of the season. So anyone expecting anything different, I think should adjust their expectations, quite frankly. He should fit well. Tyler, I don't think he's going to be a distraction, if that's what you mean. Who do you think picks up Cody Hodgson? I don't know. It's hard for me to say. I don't know who'd be interested. CCC game meetup. I still hated that last time we lost to Winnipeg. Need to win this time. I know. Hasn't been as easy to get to Monkey 9 because they're not Monkey 9 anymore. So I'll look at something for the spring for sure. For sure. I am there on Thursday, game vlogger. On Thursday at the Kings game. Would I prefer a President's Trophy or a second, third place finish? I don't care, Aiden, as long as we win in the playoffs. So because neither of your choices talk about playoffs, it doesn't matter to me. I don't believe in the President's Trophy. I guess all things being equal, if you're not saying that how we do in the playoffs is determined by where we finish, I want the President's Trophy because then you get home ice advantage for the entire playoffs. You want to see Seattle in the wild card. That's fair. Hello, Krista. I miss seeing Joshua play. I wonder how the last few games might have looked different if Joshua was in the lineup. Great point. No surprise that they lost 4, and he does a couple things. He brings an element of toughness. He grounds that third line with Garland and Bluger. You can see they were kind of lost without him. And of course, he's a decent penalty killer as well. So we might have to wait a couple more weeks without him for sure. Penguins game, nice. Do I have any preferred trade deadline targets? I look at the trade bait board and everyone looks a little expensive to me, so I don't know what they're going to do. But I do see them making 1 or 2 minor moves. I really do. I just don't know who it would be. Who do I think comes back first, Joshua or Susie? Susie. If I had to pick one, I think Susie was skate. Susie got injured way earlier than Joshua. Susie had to go on LTIR though, whereas Joshua was only on IR, but that doesn't really make a difference. I explained that difference last week. My guess is Susie comes back before Joshua. It's just a guess though. Vancouver, Vegas, Edmonton are all 4-5-1, and Vegas and Edmonton both lost 3 in a row. The Canucks just need to stay consistent, and the division will be a lot. I agree, and that's why those early games were so important. Those early wins. Shannon, the playoffs will probably start on 8. I looked it up. It's basically 3 days after the regular season ends, so probably April 21st. I hope Canucks can go deep in the playoffs because that would be good for them. And next year, hopefully, they win it all. Sure. Who played well again? Who played well? Oh, whatchamacallit? Jari? Giancarlo Esposito. Okay, thank you. Joshua's a good player. Great at finding diamonds in the rough, and then you got to pay him. That's the thing. No problem, Games Vlog. We'll make it happen before the end of the season. Yeah, I won't be there Tuesday, which you might be, and I will be there Thursday, which you won't be. How many more shutouts does Demko get this season? I don't know. Play tightens up, right? So, yeah, I think 2's good. 2's a good guess for sure. And in the house. Nice to see you. 9 more wins and we're solid for playoffs. Taylor, I would even say we only need 6 or 7 because they're predicting the playoff bar to be 92 points. But yeah, I'm with you. I think that Tocchet likes it. He likes the center depth. I'm okay with it. But you can always stack the top 6 if you need to. Do you think we're missing a Kessler type player in the lineup? If you're talking about a second line center who can score, yeah, we don't have an amazing shutdown centerman. I think Lindholm could be that guy though. He's gotten Selke consideration before, so maybe he's not as nasty as Kessler, but maybe Lindholm can play that role. Yeah, you don't want to take off your foot off the gas too much because you don't want to develop bad habits. So we'll see. Vegas trip is a month from now, end of March. Yeah, I agree. Win, and if that means present trophy, so be it. I get another top 6 forward, Daniel. I don't know who, how, but I would. Oilers fans mad at Draisaitl. Would you accept a trade for 1-for-1? Yeah, I would do Draisaitl for PD. I think I would. Am I being sacrilegious here? Do you see realistically Vancouver add someone, maybe waivers, or Canucks stay put? Yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of around the edges as opposed to something major. Hey, Bri. Yeah, that's what I was saying. 6 or 7 more wins for sure. No, I don't think the Kuzmenko trade was an issue. I really don't. Don't see us winning the cup this year, but at least go second round. Okay. YouTubers, they've been liking it. One of the guys was like, I never thought I would like watching hockey, but now it's one of my favorite things to watch. Well, that's cool. Julian was struggling badly after doing well. Fair to say he sits when Susie comes back. I think he's the first. I think Baines will be a victim of numbers eventually, but I think he's going to get a good run here. If you called up, you need to make a statement. Look at what Rempe on the Rangers has done. Baines hasn't done anything to make a statement. Yeah, fitness, but Rick Tocchet really likes him because he's playing the system well and he's playing hard. I think they need a top 6 forward over a depth defenseman. If I have to go in order. Yes, this season ticket holder meet and greet today, I did not go because I was working. If it meant the Canucks winning the cup, would you rather be the third green man or sing the anthem every home game? For the sake of the fans, I would be the third green man. Not the best physique, but even my bad physique and tight spandex is probably better than hearing me sing every home game. Although there's only like 10 home games left. No, I still better go green man. We have a better Kessler, JT Miller. I know there's a lot of people say they're similar because they're American centers, but I don't think they play the same way. I was not there today. Oh, Hodgson's playing for the Preds affiliate. Thank you, Jay. PD has a tough job. He's got to use both Sedins. Very good. Yeah, another JT Miller to Ryan Kessler comparison. I don't see it. Yeah, good luck, Brian. Good luck, Brian. Brock and Boston Mikasel. Oh, neat. Neat. I have to look them up. $50 gift card for Sport Chek, Staples, or Foot Locker. It needs to be under $50. What do I get? Oh, I think you can get like a pair of socks or something. That's awesome, Taylor. That's really cool. I've not seen American Ice Football. That sounds dangerous. Would I sign Tanev? No, I think we can get someone just as good who's younger. I don't know who this guy is, so I can't really answer. Joshua replaced one of Lafferty, Amon, or PDG. Yeah, that Rempe kid's massive. I did watch Elimination Chamber. It was a good show. Noah's 26. There was a time that defense didn't even make the NHL to that age. He's got room to grow. Yeah, I think they'll keep him, and he'll be a solid third pairing guy next year. We needed Malhotra. Canucks had a scout at the Philly-Pittsburgh game. Wonder who you're looking at. Sean Walker, maybe Gensel. What games would you recommend attending within the next 2 weeks? Trying to find a game to be attended would be exciting. I think a lot of the games coming up are going to be good. I really do. And fitness, let me know if you need help finding tickets. I have a few pairs that I can send you. Email me, canuckclay@gmail.com. All right, gonna really quickly rip through the last questions here. Connect me, maybe. Did you sell your tickets? No. We gave them to a family that had a couple kids that wanted to go. How many more games before McCabe is scratched? Let's give them 3 more. Biggest threat in the playoffs, I'd say the second round is going to be a doozy. It's going to be Edmonton or Vegas. I'm not worried about our potential wild card opponent. Ryan Whitney says Senators are shopping Brady Tkachuk. Interesting. I'd be interested. Price tag is going to be humongous, though, I think. Okay, I'll check out American Ice Hockey for sure. Crosby, yes. Cup clinching goal on the same ice 14 years apart. What would the price be for him? But he's awesome. Daniel, Fangirl said that Rick Dollywell said the Canucks aren't in on Vetrano. You think McCabe can get traded? No, we're not going to get anything for him. This year's undrafted player, thank you. I'll have to look him up. More worried against Vegas or Colorado. Yeah, now that Edmonton's kind of slowed down a little bit, come back to earth. Yeah, I'm not so worried about Edmonton. Vegas second round is going to be tough. Colorado is going to be tough in third round for sure. Disturb, yeah, I could name a bunch of teams here. It says, yeah, I know Elliot Friedman said teams are calling on Pettersson's availability, but I think that's pure speculation right now. I really do. Which of the newest Canucks players would you get a jersey before the playoffs? Newest Canucks players. Yeah, none of the new guys are around for that long though. Susie's the longest at 3 years. Lindholm, no, because he might be gone. I don't know. Do I want a Susie jersey? Maybe Hronik after he signs though. I only saw the Rempe Delorier fight. That was crazy. Tkachuk and Sanderson. Ooh, I don't know if Ottawa would do that though. Mikheyev, Carlson, 2026 first, and Ian Cole for Tanev and Sharon Govich. Would you do it? Ian Cole is a free agent, 2026 first. Linus Carlson, Mikheyev. Yeah, I would do it. Does the money add up? Who wins in the money? Yeah, the second guy that's asked me about it, and the second time I say I have no clue who that is. Baines jersey. Yeah, he could be around for a while, for sure. And would I trade Pettersson for number 1 pick? Yeah, I'd take the number 1 pick over PD. Finally, can the Canucks win the flying black skate jersey in the playoffs? Yes. Someone told me on here that they can. You can. I can't remember what the rule is, but they've seen alternate jerseys worn in the playoffs for sure. And just for my man, Joseph San Jose, one of my long-standing buddies. He's actually been in many of my Canucks parody videos. He's a wicked guitarist, beautiful singer, great husband, great family man, good friend. And this is how I'm going to end off just for Joseph. Nice to see you. Can I try and pronounce? So here we go. I think the Canucks should try and go after Sliplakov. Yes, Sliplakov is going to be a really, really good player. Joseph, that was just for you. All right, friends. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Moderators, thank you for doing a good job of keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks for your support as well. And Hall of Fame franchise members, I think I just said that. So Legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thank you for your support. We have Ice Rink Insight. I'm going to honor that in a second. Everyone else for watching, for liking and subscribing, thank you as well. For everyone who went over and above tonight. And tonight, it was the Ice Rink Insight show. So let's give him one more goal horn for his generosity. Wait a sec. I thought Ice Rink told me that he was also drumming. But I've seen drumming in this show too. Does that mean Ice Rink and drumming, they've been on the show together? So you've been on two apps? Why, thank you. I appreciate you. So let's give Ice Rink Insight some love, coming through with 3 donations tonight. Really appreciate you going above and beyond. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. And thanks to all of you once again. On your way out, you can subscribe, you can like the video, you can leave a late donation, you can gift a late membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Don't forget, as I mentioned, my shows this week, tomorrow night, we'll care about mostly is we'll go Canucks After Dark at 10. Then my show at 11:15, mostly games, but I will do a quick preview of this week's games, which is really only Tuesday, Thursday. So Tuesday, Penguins, Thursday, Kings. And then what happens in March? That's it? Wow, only 2 games. So this is, you know how the Canucks have played the most games in the entire NHL? This is where some of the teams are going to catch up on us a little bit. Before I go, want to honor this late donation from Coach Rob, Shannon, and the cat. I love how the cat ends up giving donations on the stream. Charlie the cat. So let's give some love to Coach Rob, Shannon, and Charlie in the chat. Justin Sharangovich, 3.5. Okay. 3.1. Okay. So Calgary would be taking. Oh, no. I see. The money's quite equal, actually. A bit more expensive for the Canucks players going over. Okay. That's very good. Thanks a lot. Give some love to Rob, Shannon, and Charlie. Okay, friends. I think I am done. So as always, stay safe. Stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. I'll see you tomorrow night at 10 p.m. for Canucks After Dark and 11:15 for my own show. Earlier today, Kayla asked me, she said, Dad, did you know that alligators can grow up to 15 feet? And I said, wow, Kayla, that's crazy. I thought they only had 4. Stay safe. No, I already said that. God bless. And go Canucks, go. Booyah.